in both the book and the early versions of the script, Quint is harpooning the shark. His leg gets caught in the rope. He gets dragged over the side to his death, where he drowns, and is probably bitten too, as far as I know. He dies the way Ahab dies in Moby Dick. It always seemed to us that if Quint is going to die, he should be bitten. The best thing would be if he could go mano a mano and stab the shark, which he does, and his formidable human talents are no match for the formidable shark talents of the fish. So we chose the ending that we have in the movie, which is that he slides into the great jaws of the fish and gets chomped. And Scheider, sees it and is terrified.
The second boat, the second orca that was constructed, was built just to sink and then pump air back in the ballast, and it would come up for take two and then sink a second time or as many times as we had to sink it. And that was, of course, for the shot where the boat starts to sink and Roy Scheider has to climb out the flipping window and climb the mast as the boat goes down, and he only has one final opportunity to succeed.
The most interesting conflict, as far as I'm concerned, happened between me and Stephen when it came to the discussion of the ending. Because he said to me, the ending of the book is a downer. The shark gets stabbed with a harpoon, can't hold up the barrels, and eventually drowns, spins slowly to the bottom, and the movie, or the book, the story ends, if you will. The characters are saved. That is not a big, rousing ending, and I need a big, rousing ending. So he said, here is what I propose to do. And he told me the ending that he had in mind. And I said, Stephen, that is completely unbelievable. It can't happen. A shark does not bite down on a scuba tank and explode like an oil refinery. He said, I don't care. He said, if I have got them for 2 hours, they will believe whatever I do for the next 3 minutes because I've got them in my hands and I want the audience on their feet screaming at the end, yes, 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 this is what should happen to this animal, which reminded me, in retrospect, of the Bill Goldman thing, which is that reality may be great and truth may be wonderful, but none of it holds a candle to believability. And if the filmmaker has done his job and brought you into believability, he can do anything. Play by the rules. Set the rules, but follow the rules. And that's exactly what Stephen did. He was right, I was wrong in this entire argument, which was that his ending brought people to their feet screaming, yes, 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 this is the way it should be. And it may be incredible, but it was the right thing to do.
Smile, you son of a bitch!
In Duel, you hear the sound of, in fact, it was a dinosaur growling from an old B dinosaur picture when the truck went over the cliff, because I'd always imagined the truck to be a bit like a T-Rex chasing a car. And I used the very same sound effect in Jaws, almost as a bit of just a reminder that there was a kinship between both stories, as the shark is sinking to the bottom of the ocean after it's been exploded by the compressed air.
One of the great pieces of Spielbergian genius was the fact that at the end of the movie Jaws, the Richard Dreyfuss character pops up and they swim to shore together. This brought cheers, of course. It was what the audience wanted.
I used to hate the water. can't imagine why.
When I finally did leave the island, just before the last shot, which was the blowing up of the shark, I left the island for two reasons. One, I heard the crew wanted to throw me overboard. I didn't know whether they were going to throw me overboard in cement slippers or throw me overboard via the poop deck, one bounce and then into the water, or whether it was going to be just, into the water with a 2-foot sandy bottom. I didn't know what they were going to do to me, so I thought I'd get out of there quickly. And I remember when I got to Boston on the ferry, we spent the night in Boston, and the next day we were scheduled, Dreyfus and I, to fly back to Los Angeles on American Airlines. And I vividly recall getting into my hotel room and having a complete anxiety breakdown. I mean, it's just a complete, I don't know what you would call it, just it was a breakdown. I mean, I couldn't stop shaking. My jaw was clenched. I couldn't open my mouth. I was getting electrical shocks through my brain, like I was having seizures or something. And I know this sounds like really melodramatic, but it's exactly what happened. You know, something neurological, emotional, something was happening to me, and it was a full, panic attack, which I, don't remember ever having at that level before. And I remember calling Richard up, and he was down in the pub downstairs, and Richard came up with me. And I just said, I'm in really bad shape, Ricky. And Rick said, well, don't worry, we'll be on the airplane tomorrow, which we were.